Hey everybody, this is Chris Niosi, creator, animator, writer, voice of Kirbopher, and overall master of Jourdan magical expertise. This is the episode 6 commentary, and once again I am joined by some other staff members, some very, very talented, very important ones. My 3 wonderfully talented background artists. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
G'day, I'm David Smith. Yes.
My name's Terrence. I'm also known as Fooly Guy.
And I am Jourdan Lasko, also known as Heilos.
That's how you pronounce it. Okay, finally, mystery solved.
Wait,
I know, I'm so sorry.
I've been saying Helios all these years until I realized the I is before the
You're
L.
supposed to say your tagline as well. I didn't know that. Stupid. Sucks. Yeah.
Oh Lord! So this is the long-awaited Nylocke-centric episode, Dragon Drama.
Mm-hmm.
Best episode.
And yeah, I am extremely proud of this episode. I mentioned in the episode 5 commentary, if you listened to it before this, we took a little break after episode 4 was over, and then we shot right back into it. I got episode 5 and done for when Dave and I and many of our friends went to Youmacon 2012 in November, that is, sorry. And we screened it, and so it was kind of the big comeback for the series again after being away for a little while. And I jumped right back into the swing of things by doing this episode. And it was really, really well received. Everybody loved it. I was extremely proud of it. Like everybody did an amazing job on this, and it's become like a big fan favorite for many reasons. So yeah.
This whole. Yeah, no, totally. Like, just this whole intro monologue is just fantastic. I can't. It's so good.
It's so very Nylocke.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but this episode is the first really character-specific episode. We've had brief character interludes in other episodes, but this is the most in-depth episode I think any other has gone before on a single character.
Yeah, definitely. The previous 5, I had more emphasis on some characters than others, but yeah, definitely this is like a character study of Nylocke, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
And so a quick little tidbit while we're still on the scene. So mainly because I didn't want people to get the wrong idea about this scene. This bit with Curb here in the beginning going to Nylocke is not some sort of cry for help or anything. I wrote this. This is one of the first 8 episodes that I wrote before I did the series at all. And but what was very strange about when I was animating the scene, which I think was in December of 2012. Without going into too much detail, I was kind of experiencing what the character Kirbopher was feeling in the scene at the time that I was animating it. So, and this has happened multiple times where I'm feeling a certain way, and when I'm animating the character that I play in the show, he happens to be feeling that way.
Argument hates life. Oh
no! Or the opposite. I'm not quite sure. But so also this is they're in Mech City right now. This is a nighttime version of it. So we're gonna go on that note into a little bit of how because the background design process is actually not just you make the backgrounds and that's it. There actually is kind of an order and sensibility to it.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's like, you, Dave, here is the file. Now create me a background. I'm like, yes, sir. I'll do it. Okay, sir.
Yeah, and then the next day, I'm like, have you finished it yet? Next day, have you finished it yet? Next day, have you finished it yet?
No, that's every 5 minutes. Like, have you finished it yet? How about now?
Oh, Lord.
I love Mech City though, because I think because the original who was it? It was who did the original design of the actual city itself from the overview? I can't remember because
that was Jourdan.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was really cool because I remembered because Curb gave me the original Mech City design and he gave me that design that you did, Jourdan, and that's what I based upon doing pretty much the Mech City you see now, both the day and nighttime view. I'm really proud of it too because it's a really awesome city. Though I'm not as proud as the best part, which is the platform, the cafe you see there. Because I think in the designs, Curb just wanted a cafe or some place where the characters could hang out. and I started designing it, and then for some reason I just got this idea of like, well, it's kind of like a video game, and platformers are video games, and so I thought like the platform. So I kind of based it half on like Chemical Plant Zone, and so you've got these like chairs and tables, and then they got the platform above with like little lights on it, and I thought, nice, I like it.
Yeah. It's more prominently featured in episode 3 than this one, but yeah, I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, no, I totally. I knew I recognized that. I'm like, did you draw inspiration from Possible Sonic for that part? But yeah, designing the city itself, that was extremely fun because I got to do it in layers, and this was actually before I started using Flash to start doing my backgrounds. I did all my backgrounds previously in Paint Tool Sci.
Well, this was a transition for me too. This is the last episode that I decided to go and do the backgrounds in Photoshop. I switched over to Flash finally, starting with the next episode on.
So basically, to explain the process of this a little bit, when we started the series with the very first episode, I had Dave and Fooly both on first. I brought Jourdan on from the second episode onward, and so to start with, like Dave, like when you know, even starting from the first episode, like explain a little bit, like, you know, when I would give you a rough for a background, like how you would go about it.
You pretty much you give me an outline of what you want to. Usually an outline or description of what the scene will be, or usually how it plays out, or so forth, or usually my description. You give me the Flash file, which would have like either 1 or 2 frames of individual scenes that you'd need, which would have your basic outline, you know, scribbles of like, here's this is a tree, this is a cliff, this is a bench, or things like that. You know, usually very basic. A basic outline of how the scene's going to play out. So then from there, I'd on top of that, you know, I'd have different layers of just like, okay, this will be where like this scene here, like the park here is a good example. You know, they aside from the individual sequences like there, but for the overall scene, like, you know, the fences were scribbled there, so I did the fence over the top of that. The tree I stole from Lavendera, the purple Lavendera place. And yeah, and we're just using line tool, would just fill in all the individual parts, and then we're just fill in colors and use a lot of gradients. Gradients are your friends. Gradients.
Oh yeah,
everything. I love gradients.
Things are getting real here.
Sometimes because I'm mostly in charge of recreating backgrounds. I don't have to create original backgrounds. Usually, I have to copy, which is easy for the most part. But when you get those gradients, I'm always like double checking those all the time to make sure, okay, which way was that going again? Where was the light side of this?
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, but it's so genius because that's what's great about Lavendera. The purple, it is Lavendera, right? Purple Lavendera, purple place.
Yeah, the Lavendera. we're in Mex City still, but yeah, the Lavendera region.
But even like, you know, even like here, for instance, like with like the grass and so forth, like it's just 3 colors of like light, mid, and then dark, and then I just simply stretch the gradients to match it so it looks okay. Now I've got the light part here, now I've got the dark part here, and using pretty much the line tool, I'm able to sketch in individual sections to get that feeling of like, okay, the light's coming from this way and the shadow's over here, and still, you know, it's amazing what amount of detail you can get with that, and that's been one of the cool things about this job, or at least when working on this project, is just each individual background has been a great way of exploring how to create light through gradients.
Oh yeah, definitely, and just being able to section off things to actually make those gradients, so helpful. When I discovered that in Flash, I was like, oh my god, it's like magic.
My life is so much easier now, yeah.
My god, exactly, yeah.
Well, yeah, I got it, Dave. Your style really is a clear, unified look to it. There's a clear, you know, purpose behind every choice that you make in a background. When the only background that I created myself from the ground up would be that map or overhead.
Yeah, the overhead's freaking.
That's sometimes seen the logo.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And the thing is, the thing about that is, I feel that shows. I have a style of my own, but I'm kind of unfocused, and I have a tendency to go overboard on just one specific thing too much sometimes. Your style helps me like really learn how to pull back and like realize what's important to the design, the composition. What does this scene need first and foremost? And I just try to recreate that. I really feel like I've learned a lot by mimicking you over the course of this.
Thank you very much. I'm amazed my haphazard this works. This looks okay. I'm doing this. That looks like Shadow. Oh, great. Awesome. No, it won't know.
No, I think that's one of the best things about working on this is learning a sense of consistency. Just trying to make sure everything fits with it, because there's three different people working on backgrounds. So just keeping a consistent style is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun, yeah. Actually, sort of, trying to create the consistent style of, it's for three different people, and we seem to have done that very, very well. It's been
for 7 episodes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, totally.
By the way, just real quick, while this glorious music video is finishing up, to the 5 people that graciously donated and bid on the cameo spots, I love all of you. You were all amazing. Thank you so much. It gave me the ability to pay people that worked on the episode.
You're all bros.
Oh, and Zurel, by the way, this little animation right here was done by Josh Palmer, Zurel, which you should go check out his YouTube channel someday.
I love him. I want to aspire to be better than him.
Best.
So Fooly was mentioning a little while ago, it would start with Dave. Dave would design, or go over and make the real design of the background based on my very rough drawings. And then when I would do all of what you just saw a second ago, the sprite animation over those backgrounds, then I would do this kind of animation with each angle that I would need. So I would give Fooly an FLA file of Dave's background, and then he would do he would use that for reference and do the individual angles of each shot. And then with Jourdan, I mentioned I brought her on with episode 2. Jourdan, I felt like her artwork was really good for from a conceptual basis. So you design a lot of key pieces. We mentioned obviously the city skyline for Mech City. Some other stuff you can talk about that you've worked on from the other episodes as well.
Oh yeah, sure. I worked on the mansion from episode 2, I believe.
Yeah, the Astro.
Yeah, that's right.
That was really cool. That mansion's friggin' awesome.
Yeah, that really blew me away at the time. It was the most distinguishing, basically, piece of architecture. I guess it was the first one, really, but it just immediately stood out.
Oh man, I completely I don't even know. I made that whole thing up on the fly, and it wasn't bad for the time. Like I said, I wasn't using Flash at the time, so I had to mimic Flash-based graphics with vectors through Paint Tool Sai, so that was an experience. If I had the chance, I would go back and redo that for sure. And I also designed the stadium, which I don't know. I feel like there might be a small inconsistency with the stadium. I might need to go fix later, unless you're okay with it for now. But
Jourdan. I don't think. Oh yeah, I think it's shown briefly in this episode. But yeah, Jourdan designed the Balance Stadium, is what I call it, where the Gemini tournament will be taking place.
So excited.
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool.
Think about that. We're gonna have to draw the interiors of that, aren't we?
Yep. At the time we're recording this, that has not been done yet. Oh, see, by the way, there's
work.
The island that Fooly did.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's awesome.
It makes me realize, I'm probably gonna have to take another closer look at Helios's overhead thing. Make sure I get some certain references right.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I can send you the FLA file if you want.
I think Curb will be able to take care of that, but I appreciate it.
See, you guys really are getting a behind-the-scenes look. Clearly, we haven't worked on episode 8 yet.
I mean, it's coming along great. It's
coming, yeah.
Working hard.
So also, real quick, as we have these 2 characters on screen. Well, not right now. I love these 2 characters too. They're okay, I guess. They're only the main focus.
What are their names exactly?
Nylocke and Gamecrasher, I think. These two right here. So I love these 2 characters, Hyperlinks and Lasko. So this is people who watched the original TV Tome adventures, which by the way, all 3 of my background artists are actually quite familiar with the original series. So that was actually kind of cool.
Where's season 4, you asshole? Where the hell is it?
Yeah, Dave has never forgiven me on that, but
and I never will.
No, but actually, I should on a tangent real quick. That actually helped out a lot because they were already familiar with the 3 different regions of Tome and a lot of what I was already kind of going for in that sense. So that actually was a big help. The fact that they were already familiar with the source material, I guess you could say. But yeah, some of this episode is based a little bit on TTA episode where Nylocke was helping out Hyperlinks, the TTA version of her, to help find her friend, and I thought, oh, that might kind of make for like a, because this is more of a fun, kind of upbeat episode, except for, I say that as we're in a more dramatic moment right
serious
now.
time, yeah.
Well, it was very upbeat for a second ago. Now everything's going serious.
Now everything's gone to crap. But yeah, I thought those two would work really well, and Jesse Nowak and Mike Hecht, who are both hilarious. They were actually not the original people that I had in mind for the characters, and they were not set to play them. I had two other actors lined up, and unfortunately they were both extremely busy. So Jesse and Mike came in at the last minute, and they just had such a perfectly fitting dynamic. They did all their dialogue together, because they live close to each other. And God, you guys, if you're listening, they hands down win for the funniest bloopers of any character on this show.
Really?
Oh damn! I want to hear those.
Yeah, I might cut together a reel or something, maybe even just for those two characters.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's one of the things. That's one of the things I missed from, because you had those little boxes on some of the earlier episodes that would show like one or two bloopers, and I kind of missed those.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just haven't had the time to do some of this.
Oh yeah, I figured you're a busy man.
Yeah, but I maybe I'll do like a general blooper reel, like maybe at the end of the series or something like that. I have no idea, but
Everybody cool.
But yeah, Hyperlinks and Lasko were a lot of fun to draw, a lot of fun to write for, a lot of fun to record for. They were lovely additions, and then this bit here, this was also cool. This gigantic, long speech.
My sword, no.
My sword, oh no. Yeah, Martin did such an amazing job. Like, this is, we had a moment. We were at Almacon, where we actually premiered this in Michigan a few months ago, at the time of this, and he told me, he was like, this is like, I think, one of the best things you've ever made, and one of the best things that I've ever been involved with. Like, he was just so like personally proud of like the work that he put into it.
It was a lot of emotion in this one, yeah.
Yeah, no, his performance in this is like by far the best Nylocke performance. Like, this episode in general, I mean, Nylocke was already my favorite reincarnation in this series, because I didn't actually care about him too much in the original. Like, no offense, but he just wasn't that fleshed out. And yeah, no, this episode cemented him as in my top 2 favorite characters in the entire series. So
yeah, he's. I absolutely.
Old TTA, he gets almost written out in a way, like, doesn't he? I mean, the focus is so much.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, for the most part, he was the generic guy. He was the Yamcha, as I remember him, like, which is fine, but it didn't really make him stand out. Whereas here, you get a personality, you get a story.
Oh, this is my favorite thing. Just because of the dragon art right there.
Oh yes, that's right. That shot of the big dragon when Nylocke was doing that final attack, that was also done by Jourdan.
Oh, that was so much fun to draw.
That's cool.
Oh,
that looked really awesome.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, see, if for anyone who visits Helios's DeviantArt page, yeah, she's all about the dragons. So I can't believe I didn't make that connection sooner. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's all right. I mean, because that Kirb had sent me just like a generic sketch, like well, not generic, but just a
rough sketch of what I wanted. Yeah.
Exactly, and then I just kind of ran with it, and I'm like, oh, this would look really cool if I just.
Yeah, but it's very clear that that the art style is different. And it's like, oh, I didn't even think for a second, like, how might I have drawn that? It's
well, now you know.
Knowing is
we're learning a lot of things about each other on this commentary, aren't we?
Oh, totally. I've never talked with any of you, so.
I think
it's kind of strange. That is the nature of this project. We are. If it's not for Kirb, if it weren't for Kirb, yeah, we don't really interact with each other too much, really.
That's I wanted to. I mean, 5, 6, and
not because of.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that we don't respect each other.
Jourdan.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the opportunities have come up much, or with general antisocial or life. I don't know, whatever.
Everyone's busy.
We got stuff to do. Get rent to pay.
With these episodes. Like I mentioned, I wanted to do for 5, 6, and 7. I wanted to do like staff commentaries, because I mean, we live in a day where like people can just. This is a super ambitious project, and but we live in a time where like people can really just get together and do this, And
Yeah.
I mean, going into it, I mean, I knew there was no way I would have been able to do every single bit of this by myself, even if it was just like me and like all the actors. I mean, like it would not be nearly to the same level of quality that I wanted it to be. And getting to work with you guys and like Kadjit and Liz, who's helped out a lot on the scripts, and Mac, who's helped with voice directing, and and all like the Wachow guys and the Toon Platoon, everybody who like provides feedback behind the scenes, and just everybody like gives so much to this thing all the time, and it's just something like really, really for me to be proud of, like no matter what the feedback is. But it was a bonus that people really connected and loved this episode genuinely, and they thought it was a great story just all to its own. Oh, face.
It's just the general, like I said, the fact that this is the first time we get to see a character this much in depth, or just the humor in general. But yeah, this episode really did connect with me. Not to go and bash on episode 7 or anything, but this episode, so far has been my personal fave. Yeah, top of the top.
Yeah.
I think that it's really cool. The reason I love this episode so much is because it's really cool to see just how much the series has grown since the first episode.
Yeah.
Because I remember back when you contacted me from November of 2011. Just it's the avatar updates, the character development, just little tweaks here and there, just make it really special.
Hey, there's the names. Yes.
Yeah. Woo!
Best characters in the show.
We're important.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Casey. I haven't given a shout out. Casey, who voiced Gamecrazed, I think also did a beautiful job on GC's subtleties and everything.
Oh yeah.
He was fantastic. Oh, Stephen Kelly also. Stephen Kelly, who was gracious enough to do the like incredible orchestral, like Hollywood movie sounding arrangements of Nylocke's theme and the Battle On theme, etc. Stephen, if you're listening, you are fantastic, and thank you so much for taking the time to do that. He did me a big favor as well, because somebody that was previously supposed to do that fell out, so yeah, he helped me out on that. So yeah, I guess we're going to the end here. So guys, thank you very, very much for joining me, and thank you for all of your amazing work for these 7 episodes we've done so far.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a good fun project, and I hope it keeps going for a good while.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to keep working on it.
All right, guys, we'll see you later. Check out episode 7.